Hello, it's me, Sky, and welcome to this year's Diamond Art Club Black Friday predictions video. It's time! We have arrived again at another Black Friday. It is our Super Bowl as diamond painters. I am thrilled to be doing this video. I did one last year, a Black Friday predictions video, and it's probably the most fun I've ever had filming a video, and I have had a really fun past few days, like thinking up ideas of things that I would predict for this year's Black Friday, and I think Diamond Art Club is having a pretty fun time this year with it as well, but we'll talk about that in just a second. So first of all, I want to talk about Black Friday to maybe people who are new to Diamond Art Club this year and haven't experienced a Black Friday with us before, or people who, we only do this once a year. You might need a little refresher. So I will talk about what we have seen in years past. And when I do that, I do want to preface that discussion with the fact that just because they did it in years past doesn't mean they're going to do it this year. So anything I say could be incorrect. So I did want to put this video out because of the fun part where I predict some wild things. I want to put this out before they announce what they're actually going to do. So that unfortunately gives me like old information. I can only go on what we've seen in years past. I don't know anything about this year. I also want to preface my predictions with saying that I do sneak peeks for Diamond Art Club, which just means that Diamond Art Club occasionally sends me kits to unbox on my channel. And so some may think that I would have like a great deal of information about Black Friday because of that, but I don't. And I am going to just say, I mean, I know this video is all in fun, but I'm not going to use any sneak peek information to make these predictions. So anything that I may or may not know as an affiliate of Diamond Art Club, I am not going to use that to make the predictions because that would ruin the fun for me and for you guys. So these are predictions just completely that I pulled out of my brain, except for the first section of this video. So what we'll talk about first is things that I'm predicting based on Black Fridays past. And I can already see that Diamond Art Club is doing things a little differently this year, not necessarily like with their announcements because we don't know anything, but they have been dropping some hints in the Diamond Art Club VIP Facebook group. So if you're not a member of that, then definitely go over there and join that group to see all of these little hints that they're throwing out that I don't understand not a bit of, but they are hinting around that things may be a little different this year. So already I'm unsure about my predictions based on years past, but that's what I have to go on, and so that's what we're going to talk about. So for the past 3 years, I have done a roundup with all of the Black Friday kits in one video, and it has been 100 kits each time. So I am going to just go ahead and predict 100 kits for release for Black Friday. Now, with some of the hints that Diamond Art Club is dropping, they have this theme of ones that they're going on. The ones. I don't know if it's like 111 or if it's the number one or what we're supposed to gain from these ones in there that they're hinting about, but I don't know. I'm less sure of this number than I have ever been, but I'm still going to predict 100 kits. That's what we've seen before. I also predict, and I feel a little bit more sure about this one, that we're going to find out this weekend. I think that every year for the past several years, they've announced on the Sunday morning prior to Black Friday what is going to happen. And so I'm predicting again this year that we will find something out this weekend. I don't know if I want to specifically say Sunday. I probably should because I think it's always been Sunday, but we'll just go with the weekend announcement of what they're going to do. Now, one thing they won't tell us until the actual release is the discount. So it's a Black Friday bonanza. We're going to get whatever it is that they say we're going to get. 100 kits is what I'm predicting. And we're not going to know what the actual sale price is going to be. So they will send us an email at the release time to give us the discount code, which in the past couple of years, it has been 30% off site-wide. So 30% off not just the ones that are new for Black Friday, but 30% off the entire site. So I'm going to say they'll do that again. I really am less sure this year than I've ever been about it. The way that Diamond Art Club previews all of these kits that they release for Black Friday has in the past been a post on Instagram and a post on Facebook every hour for most of the day. And that's going to be Sunday through Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. So they usually announce 20 kits a day for those 5 days, and it goes across about a 10-hour span of time. So there will be one on Facebook and one on Instagram every hour for 10 hours. It's a lot to take in. It's especially a lot to take in if you don't use one of those. If you're not on Instagram or you're not on Facebook, it's tough to keep up, and it's a lot. But my recommendation again would be to be a member of Diamond Art Club's VIP Facebook group, because there are constantly people in there reposting the things that have been announced on Facebook or Instagram. And then also the lovely Catherine, she has a new release collage that she makes. And I assume this year that she's going to do what she's done in years past, and every hour make a tiny collage of the two that were revealed and put it in the VIP group. I don't want to pressure her into doing that if she's not able to this year, but in years past she's done that. And that's a good way to keep up, is following her page. I think it's called New Release Collages. And then you'll be able to see what is on both Facebook and Instagram in one post. I find that I use that tool so often. So, and I don't know how she keeps up with it. So thanks ahead of time, Catherine. And I'm sorry if I'm pressuring you to do it this year. If you don't have time, definitely we'll figure it out. Another thing we've seen in years past is that the Diamond release, so the release just for Diamond members, has been a good while before the release for everyone else. So usually on a regular Saturday, we'll have a Diamond and Ruby level release. For Black Friday, it has been just Diamonds. Obviously, I'm not committing to that as a certainty for this year, but that has been what we've seen. And the time, that is going to be hard to predict, because in previous years, we've changed the time. So a couple of years ago, we were doing the Diamond release at midnight Pacific time, but last year I think we did it at midnight Eastern time, which was way better for me, but I don't know if it was way better for Diamond Art Club, in which case they may change it back to Pacific, or they may do something totally different. But in previous years, it's been around that time, midnight somewhere. Isn't that helpful? But I would predict that it'll either be midnight Eastern or midnight Pacific time for the Diamond release, and then the next morning for the Ruby and below general release. I don't remember the exact times on the Ruby and below release for previous years, because I know me saying the next morning, if you're not in a time zone, and like an American time zone, that probably has no meaning to you whatsoever. But it is several hours different. It's not just 30 minutes like we would typically see on a Saturday. Okay, here is something that I can predict. I keep switching position. Okay, here's a little a little behind the scenes. It's so hot in here, but I wanted to wear a sweater because it's November, and I feel like that's what I wanted. That's what I want to be doing. I want to be having sweater weather, but I'm actually wearing shorts. I'm actually just burning alive. I'm burning alive, and well, that's just how it is. I'm in Mississippi, if anyone was curious. Every time I shift positions, I'm like, they're gonna see just my bare leg and be like, she ain't wearing any pants, but I am wearing shorts. Okay, next prediction based on what we've seen in the past. I predict there will be a debut artist. I predicted this last year and I was successful. That did happen, and I think it's happened every year, and I feel pretty safe predicting it again. So I'm going to say we will see a brand new artist, someone we have not seen any art from before, we've not seen any kits from before. Maybe we saw them in the voting, but I'm not, that doesn't count. A new artist we've never seen a kit from before. I think last year was the premiere of Art by Julia, who has kind of taken the Diamond Art Club community by storm over the past year. I think that was the first time we saw something from her. I think that was Duck Bath, I think. Oh, I hope I'm not wrong. But I think so. So hopefully we will have a debut like that. Someone that we will just look forward to seeing from this point on, every single thing that Diamond Art Club puts out with their art. That'll be exciting. And then of course, I feel pretty safe predicting that we will see some kits from popular artists, the ones that we just see a lot of and everyone really loves. And I'm talking like Chuck Pinson, which we've seen a lot less of Chuck Pinson in 2025, I think, than really ever before. And I don't know what the reason might be for that, but I'm gonna go ahead and say we'll see a Chuck Pinson. I just can't imagine a Black Friday without Chuck Pinson. And who I've got my like list here, so I keep glancing down. Of Randall Spangler. I feel like Black Friday wouldn't be Black Friday without Randall Spangler. Miss Butter D. I forgot to predict Miss Butter D last year, and lots of people are in the comments like, that's what I really want to see, Miss Butter D. And I was like, I will predict that. I really think we'll see a Miss Butter D. That's one of the most popular artists right now, and I hope we see something from that artist. I have You May on here, which I feel pretty safe saying You May. We have seen a lot of You May in the past year, and Black Friday was packed with You May last year. So I feel pretty safe with that. Who else do I have on here? Ivy Dollamore. I mean, I hope. Oh, I hope we see Ivy Dollamore. I feel like we will. I feel like we almost always do. So I feel like that's fairly safe. And Peggy Collins. That's the artist I wrote down as like popular heavy hitter artists that we're very likely to see, that we have seen previously a lot of in Black Friday. I toyed with several more. I toyed with saying Ines Guerrero. I toyed with saying Richard Lorenz. I'm not committing to that. I just don't know. But I do think that it's likely that we would see them. Okay, one last thing that I'm going to predict based on years past, and that is that shipping will take more time than we want it to, and we should be prepared to be patient. I think that, it might have been 2 years ago really that all just really blew up and people were getting really upset. I don't remember seeing a lot of it last year. I think people were more prepared to wait last year, but I just want to go ahead and prepare you guys that obviously we've seen this really recently with the Christmas release and the Halloween release, that sometimes when there's a huge volume of orders at one time, it takes them a while to sift through and get things shipped out. And Black Friday will probably be a high volume Friday. It'll be a high volume Friday for them, and I imagine that it's going to create some shipping delays. Like obviously some people will get theirs immediately. I also wonder if everything will be in stock and ready to ship, because we've seen recently with the Halloween release, I don't think the Christmas release, but with the Halloween release we saw that some of the kits were not expected to arrive until a little while later, and so that would push your ship time back some more. So and everybody's in such a panic trying to shop really quickly that it's hard to look at that whenever you're actually trying to check out. But there may be some pre-order type situations. I think that happened last year, and it just is what it is. If it's really important to you to get your kits immediately, then I would say to keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out when you're shopping and looking at the listing for the kit, that you're going to have to read and see if it says that it's expected to ship at a later date, because they're really good about putting that on the listing, but you'll just have to pay some extra attention. And now if you don't care when it ships, like me, I want the one I want, and if it ships 2 months from now, that's fine with me. But if that's really important to you, then definitely be sure and keep your eye on that, and just as much patience as we can muster. I know we'll all be very excited, because then after Black Friday is Cyber Monday, and who knows what that will bring. I think that has been different each year. I mean, probably very similar, but I think that last year they included some restocks, which was something they hadn't done before. This year, I am even more unsure, because they implied in some of those posts on the VIP group that Cyber Monday might not look like we are expecting. So this is Black Friday predictions. I don't want to go into Cyber Monday. I have no idea what to think about Cyber Monday. Okay, that's all the predictions based on previous Black Fridays, not really predictions, just kind of me talking through what Black Friday has been like in the past. But next, we're gonna do shots in the dark. So this section is gonna be where I just pull stuff, random things that I think we might see for Black Friday. And I have a couple of artists here, or how many artists do I actually have? I have 3 artists here that I feel like I couldn't put, even though they are popular artists, I felt like I couldn't put them in the sure thing section, because it just seems like we haven't seen enough of them for me to bank on that, or haven't seen enough of them recently. One of them I put was Marilyn Kazanov, which I think that most of her art that gets turned into diamond paintings is now going to like the Amazon storefront for Diamond Art Club, rather than being released on a Saturday like other things that we normally would be talking about. And I think they're sneaking them by us with the Amazon stuff. So I think that artist is there's still new kits being made. I'm just not seeing them, because I'm paying attention to the stuff that's being announced on Facebook, stuff I'm covering in the roundup, things like that. So it feels to me like we haven't seen much Marilyn Kazanov. And I feel like maybe we'll see some for Black Friday. That's my prediction. Maybe we'll see Marilyn Kazanov appear again. It's been a while. And then I also had Sarah Mustafa on here, because I feel like we used to see more frequent Sarah Mustafa releases, and maybe those are on Amazon too, I don't know. But I feel like we haven't seen tons and tons from Sarah Mustafa recently, and that has been an artist who we've seen pretty regularly in Black Friday's past. So I'm just gonna say maybe we'll see Sarah Mustafa. And then the third artist that I put is Thomas Kincaid. And I know that Thomas Kincaid is a very popular artist, and is an artist we've seen a lot from recently. But because his stuff is so new to Diamond Art Club, I just don't know if like I can say with certainty like I could with like Chuck Pinson, like some Randall Spangler, people who've been around for ages and ages. I just didn't know about putting him in that section, but I would predict that we might see some Thomas Kincaid. I also predict that we will see a mystery kit. I think that we have seen mystery kits in years past. I don't know if we've seen one every year, but I just feel like Diamond Art Club has gotten really accustomed to just throwing those in there. You know, oh, we're doing like the Halloween release. They were like, oh, how about a mystery kit? And then sometimes just like on a random Sunday evening, they're like, oh, how about a mystery kit? Like they just love to just throw out a mystery kit when you're not expecting it. So I'm thinking maybe they'll just throw out a mystery kit for Black Friday. I'm not gonna go so far as to predict what artist it might be or what theme or anything, but just we're going with mystery kit. If I get that right, that'll be good enough. Next shot in the dark, I think we'll see cats. I know that's silly. We see a lot of cats in general. There's lots of cats in diamond paintings. I just put this here just for those who have been around for a while. If you guys can remember last year when they were showing all of the previews, there were so many cats. There were so many cats. It was like a theme. People were getting offended because there were so many cats. And so I just thought I would throw it in there. I bet we're gonna see some cats. I bet we will. I love them. I think that every diamond painting needs a cat in it. Like it's great. But yeah, I just for the funny, I think we'll see some cats. Another thing I predict as a shot in the dark, and it's not really a shot in the dark, and hey, when I say this, I'm not saying this in a negative way. I think we will see some scantily clad women. And okay, I know that sounds like I'm saying something negative, like, oh, there's gonna be naked women. Like, I buy those. Those are the ones, like, as soon as I see those, I'm like, oh, check mark, I'm buying that. I don't know what that says about me, but those are usually my favorite ones. Last year we had that Ivy Dollamore with the girl in the bathtub. I can't remember what that was called, but that was the number one, the one I could not miss. If I couldn't get any others, I was getting that one. I loved it so much. And I think we had a couple of other like almost topless women, mermaids or whatever. I was just thinking that this could encompass like mermaids or like creatures of any kind. Like, there's so many situations where a woman might be scantily clad that I was like, I think I can put that in my predictions. I think I can predict that. And I don't necessarily have anything against scantily clad men, but we just see a lot more women in diamond paintings. I know that there's a whole other conversation to be had about do we see enough men, or we see all these half-naked women, where are all the half-naked men? Like, I'm not diving into that right now. I think we'll just see some scantily clad women. Last year I went so far as to predict an actual image, like an actual kit that I thought we would see. And I decided I wanted to do that this year again, even though I was wrong last year. And I imagine I'll be wrong this year, but I'm going to predict it anyway, because what if I get it? That would be amazing. But I did pick one particular image that I've been waiting for a really long time, and it would be so great. It would be so great. So it's just my shot in the dark. I predict that we will see Ivy Dollamore's rainbow quilt. I hope that we see it. I don't care how big it is. I don't care if it's twice as tall as I am. I want it. I want that. I think that's my most desired diamond painting, but I'm putting that out there. I really should have put this in the next section, but I'm putting it here because last year I predicted an actual image in this section, so I'm putting it here. Also, last year I tried to predict what would sell out first, like what artist. And I feel like I can't say Yume for this year. I don't think I said Yume last year either. I think I said, I don't even remember what I said last year. But Yume has been the first sellout, I believe, 2 years in a row at this point. So I don't want to predict that because that seems too easy. So I'm not. I'm going with Art by Julia. If we see one of those, I feel like it's gonna go really, really quickly. But I also feel like Diamond Art Club is gonna order a ton of them because they know how popular that artist is. So I'm very unsure, but obviously I'm not really trying to get this right. I'm just trying to guess intelligently, I guess. And that's gonna be my prediction, Art by Julia. I don't know. It's always just something, it's always something that I didn't expect. So it probably won't be Art by Julia, but anyway, that's my prediction for the first one to sell out. Okay, now we have to move on to the manifesting section. So these are things that I feel pretty certain are not gonna happen, and I just want them to happen. So I'm putting them here to manifest the good vibes in the hopes that I get some of these things. And I should have put Rainbow Quilt here, but I already explained why I put it in the other section. Anyway, so what I have here is Lord of the Rings. We saw just a tiny Lord of the Rings release, probably a little over a year ago or right at a year ago, and we never saw any more. And I don't even know if I don't know the situation. I don't know what happened with that, if that was all that was ever intended to be released, or if those didn't do well and therefore they didn't release more. But I just have my hopes in my heart that we might see some more Lord of the Rings at some point. So I'm manifesting that for us. I also want to see some Pooh Bear. Winnie the Pooh, I know we've seen lots of Winnie the Pooh. It's not like we never see Winnie the Pooh, but I'm thinking more along the lines of that one that released earlier this year was it called The Parade? I think it was called The Parade. And it was like a scene, a Winnie the Pooh scene. And that's what I want. I want another scene of multiple characters, not just like a portrait. I want Winnie the Pooh characters doing some stuff. And I'm manifesting that for us. Y'all, my camera actually overheated. That's how warm it is in here. Okay, anyway, I think it's okay now. Anyway, I have some artists that I am manifesting. Artists that we haven't seen. Well, some of them we have seen recently, but we haven't seen enough, in my opinion. We haven't seen enough. But some of them we haven't seen in a long time. Like Raw Sushi. I would love to see more from her. We do just every once in a while. I think we've seen like one or two in 2025 in total, and I just feel like there's got to be more, right? We need more from that artist. I also have Geneva Bowers on here, someone I feel like we don't see enough of. I think we have seen Geneva Bowers fairly recently, but I always see images in the voting and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see that. And then I don't see it. So maybe it's about to be here. That's what I hope. And I have Scott Howden, who I know that we see Scott Howden pieces from time to time, but there's more. I want to see them. I would love to see more. Scott Howden has somehow become like one of my top tier artists that I'm always tempted to buy. So it would be great to see something from that artist. And I also have Jasmine Beckett Griffith on here. Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Where did she go? What happened? It's been so long. I don't even know if Diamond Art Club is entertaining the idea of making any more Jasmine Beckett Griffith kits, but I'm manifesting it for us. I would love to see that. And just like the furthest shot in the dark, way out there, Mystic Art Mirrors. I said this last year and it didn't happen. It's probably been like 2 years or more since we saw a kit from Mystic Art Mirrors. Probably most people don't even remember this artist. We only ever saw 2 or 3 kits, but I love the artwork. I want so much to see Mystic Art Mirrors reappear. So I'm manifesting it here. And what else do I have? Oh, the last thing I put in my manifesting section. I want to see a pug. I want to see a pug. I don't care if the pug is the centerpiece. I don't care if the pug is off in a corner somewhere. I don't care. I want to see a pug in a diamond painting. I know there was one on Amazon over the summer sometime that I bought. It was a Marilyn Kazanov. And that's the only pug I've seen, I think, in 2025 from Diamond Art Clubs. And I'm hoping to see another one. Okay, I think that will do it for my 2025 Black Friday predictions. I know without a doubt that I probably forgot something really obvious, so that'll be for you guys to tell me about in the comments. What artist did I not remember? What are you guys hoping to see? What are you guys manifesting for this Black Friday? And do you think it's gonna be different? Like I have so many ideas of what in the world I think they might be hinting at, but I just don't know. I just don't know. Again, we'll all find out together, but you guys just go ahead in the comments and just say whatever predictions that you have. I hope you guys have found this video to be fun and not like too overly silly, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Of course, I thank you so much for watching and for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!